Thank you for joining us today for the Meritorious Military Series, Veterans in Tech. It is my pleasure to introduce our speaker, Greg Renz, Military and Veteran Program Lead for Talent Acquisition at Northrop Grumman. Greg is a highly accomplished senior talent and human resources professional with over 20 years of experience. As an Air National Guard veteran serving 26 years, Greg is focused on helping fellow veterans connect with Northrop Grumman. In his current role, he develops and executes programs that assist transitioning military members, and it helps them discover new and rewarding opportunities within the company, including Operation IMPACT and SkillBridge. He is the Washington, D.C. chapter chair for Northrop Grumman's VERITAS ERG. Please join me in welcoming Greg. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate the introduction, and good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. As Catherine mentioned, I started with Northrop Grumman about 6 years ago after I had done a 26-year career in the Air National Guard. I was an AGR for those folks that are familiar with the Guard. I did full-time active duty while I was in, and about 20 of those years was spent in recruiting. So I'm extremely happy to be back. I'm here today with my partner, Donnie Hash is also here with me, and Donnie also was in the National Guard. He's in the Army National Guard, and he did recruiting as well. So we have very similar career paths from that. And now we're both working at Northrop Grumman, and we're leads within our respective sectors. I wanted to start off based on kind of the audience, and we've got some folks that are veterans, some folks that are employers, and that. And I wanted to kind of start off with a background story of kind of how I found out about Northrop Grumman, because I think it will be important for you to kind of understand and could be helpful from that in looking at resources. I found out about Northrop Grumman through one of the colonels that I was working for. She had done an internship and came back and asked me if I had ever heard of a program called American Corporate Partners. And I said, no, I didn't. So I quickly looked at it and then signed up to be a member of American Corporate Partners as a protege. I still had probably about a year left in the military. And they had paired me with a mentor who's still a mentor to me today, but here at Northrop Grumman. And throughout that year of time that we spent together, he had introduced me to individuals in the company, introduced me to Northrop Grumman, and we started having conversations. But within that, over the course of time, that led to an opportunity that I have here at Northrop Grumman today through that American Corporate Partners. My point on that piece is the importance of networking and the importance of the resources and reviewing and finding what those resources are that you have available to you as you're transitioning, or companies that you have available to you that you can participate in and get involved in. So that's my little plug for American Corporate Partners. It's a great organization. It's one that I had utilized when I found out about this particular opportunity. I'm so happy that I did. The first part of it that I want to talk about with Northrop Grumman is I want to give you kind of an overview of who we are. Our Northrop Grumman itself, our purpose is to protect national security and advance our understanding of the universe and how we sustain it for the future. We're transforming technology at the speed to give our customers the ability to connect and protect around the globe. At Northrop Grumman, we have our 4 values, and from a military perspective, these are very, very much like the military core values. We do the right thing, we do what we promise, we commit to shared success, and we pioneer. These values are held very close, and like I said, it's very much so like the military core values. The size of Northrop Grumman, our company is about 90,000 people, and we span in every one of the 50 states, as well as throughout the globe. We have offices around the world as well. And within that, with the veteran element of it, about 20% of us here at Northrop Grumman are veterans. So from that understanding and that aspect, we have a pretty good contingent of veterans here at Northrop Grumman. So when you're looking at our company, looking at our organization as one to check into, see if it'd be a great organization to join. A lot of times what we find, and what I found personally, was just the tie back to the military, the tie back to continuing your mission. And that's a lot of what we look at from opportunities here at Northrop Grumman, is really the opportunity to continue your mission as a good portion of our customers as well is back in the defense industry. So it's a great way to continue on from a service perspective. From that, we have two main programs that I want to kind of highlight today and talk about. And again, these are great programs to kind of get an understanding of from an employer standpoint and also from a veteran standpoint, looking for employment and kind of looking at your next transition piece. The one first part I'd like to talk about is the DoD SkillBridge program. And if you're unfamiliar with that particular program, it is a military internship program that the DoD has put together, and it allows a military member to do an internship during their last 6 months of service. We started this program back in 2020, and we became a partner with the Department of Defense and stood up our own Northrop Grumman military internship program. And and so far, we've had probably about 200 participants come through the program. We chose, when you do the program and when you sign up for it, there's different ways to do it, and you could either do a cohort piece or you can do individual internships. We decided to do the individual internship and do it through specific requisitions that are aligned to particular positions. The reason why we did this is it offered us the most flexibility that we could have within the program, and it also enabled us to utilize whatever positions we wanted to as those individual internships, and we didn't need to start on a particular time frame or day or limit it to a number of weeks. We now open it up so we could take advantage of the full 180 days that are authorized. We will do that. We have groups that will do up to the full 180 days. It just depends on what the command authorizes. But this type of flexibility allows us to work with the individuals, and it also allows us to work based on their time frame. So we've seen that that's proven to be a pretty good success. One of the things, if you're an employer out there and looking to broaden the program, if you're going to have a large program, it's great to become a partner. If you're going to have a small program and you kind of want to get started in it, there's some great opportunities through other organizations that will work with you and help kind of source talent out of the military and those types of things. And you can find out about some of those other organizations to see how they work it. One of the pieces that we continued to work on, even though we are 20% of our folks here are veterans, we still have a 90,000 person organization. So we continue every day and continue to explore the opportunities of how we can communicate this program out to our hiring managers and folks that are interested in hosting veterans to come in. One of the pieces that we really do within this program is we utilize the program for its true intent, meaning it is a transition opportunity for a service member to transition to their next career. So Donnie and I both handle it for our respective sectors, but one of the main things that we do is we really foot stomp the aspect that when we open up a SkillBridge position, that position is opened with the intent to hire the individual that gets selected for that after the fact, for the post-internship part of that. We look at it that way mainly so that we can convert those individuals and work through that. So with that, we're a little selective when we go into opening those types of positions and that. But what we found is that with that type of a hiring commitment, we get to utilize the program for truly the intent. So far, I'm happy to say we've had over 200 participants come through the program, and of that, our conversion rate is sitting about 96.4%. So we've done a tremendous job in converting our folks over in the program, and it's proven to be a very good program for us. Not only, from the employer aspect, not only is it a great program for us to get new military talent coming through that have just transitioned out of their active duty service and come in. It also is an opportunity for us to promote military hiring throughout the organization. We'll have hiring groups that might not have any veterans that are working with that group, and this is a way to kind of introduce not only a SkillBridge opportunity, to also introduce veteran hiring within that area. So we've been able to see that bolster throughout the organization as well. So great program to get involved in, and like I said, you can get involved either as obviously a veteran and a participant, and I'm sure Donnie will be able to put out some of the links out there on the chat for you. You can get involved in a employer. You can get involved in as a veteran. And also you can get involved either doing your own program, or you can get involved in working with a third party organization, and they can help source some of the talent for you for those programs. So that's a main program that we have here at Northrop Grumman. Our other program that we have that started back about 20 years ago is a program called Operation IMPACT. And what the program is it's a program that was started to help and assist combat wounded veterans. So coming back from war, they looked at and wanted to help out. How can we help out individuals that are coming back that are going to have a service connected disability? And when the program started, it was initially started for combat wounded veterans. If a person was receiving 30% or greater service connected disability due to combat, they could participate in the program. And what the program does is it has opportunities for resume review. It has opportunities to do networking such as this, has opportunities to connect with hiring managers and help find particular roles. It also has preferred hiring elements to it, so that we can put individuals out front and showcase them as a highlighted candidate for the position. And there's opportunities to do that. Back in 2020, what we did was, thankfully, we were not having as many combat wounded veterans coming back. So that's fantastic. But what we wanted to still do is still extend out the opportunity to utilize this program. So it changed, and the way that we changed the program so that we could still continue to help was we changed it to anybody that has a service connected disability of 30% or greater. So what that allowed it to do is then expand out that pool and still offer that type of support for our transitioning veterans. We found that that's been a great success for our program. We've done a lot of work with it. I know myself within Mission System, and then I know Donnie's done a tremendous amount of work within the space systems with the Operation Impact program. So we help a lot of service members with that particular program as well. So um, the other part that I wanted to talk a little bit about today was our employee resource groups. So here at Northrop Grumman, we have 13 employee resource groups. And much about kind of what was talked about earlier, when you look at affinity groups, one of the things at Northrop Grumman is when a veteran starts at Northrop Grumman, they need to self-identify as a veteran. So when they do that, they self-identify and they say, I'm a veteran, and then they can also join the affinity group that's called VERITAS. That's our veterans resource group. The one of the pieces with that, what it does is that also allows us to understand as an organization, and again, kind of what was spoken about earlier from the HR perspective, gives you the opportunity to understand how many veterans do we actually have here in the organization, and of that subset of veterans, are we meeting the needs that they are looking for? What can we do to better support them? One of the things that Northrop has is for you folks that understand the veteran side of the house, you've got the TRICARE insurance. We also offer a veteran TRICARE insurance, a supplemental element to TRICARE insurance, so it can do additional coverage. But that's one of the just kind of one piece that they put together for that. We also have great military leave program, and for those folks that are still serving and doing their guard and reserve time. So it's a great opportunity for that piece. Recently, through our Veritas organization, one of the purposes of the group is to help with communicating and finding opportunities to help existing members within the organization that are veterans. And through this veterans group, there was um, a resource created that pulled together all of the things that are offered to currently serving Guard and Reserve members. So if they needed military leave, if they needed family support, if they needed anything from the organization, it pulled it all together. And so for our new incoming veterans, we have these resources put together. We do an orientation specifically for them, where we go over those pieces and talk about what those are that they have the ability to go through. So it's a great opportunity within that. The veteran groups also work within their communities and within their organizations to go do honor flights and go do different community events, and that helping out within the veteran community. It's a great opportunity to be part of. The best part about the employee resource groups is it also offers exposure within the organization to other elements of the organization that you might not be exposed to. So as a member of the VERITAS group, I am able to get exposure to other individuals that I otherwise wouldn't, because they might not be in talent acquisition. They might not even be within my sector. So great opportunities to get involved and start those groups, and then have the similar interest from the veteran side of the house. With that, that's kind of what I wanted to go over with you today, and just give you a background and understanding. I will be at the table with Donnie Hash there, and we're happy to answer any additional questions that you may have. And again, thank you so much, Catherine, for the opportunity here today. I really, really appreciate it.